that be okay with you? Howdy folks, Rob Cobb. I'm going to do a little bit of broadcasting tonight for this F5 race. Full length, 1X tires, 1X fuel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, let's start it up. Make sure your belts are tight. Get ready for a good, clean race.
Looks like they're going to run this one under the lights, just like NASCAR is this evening. Let's go through the field. We got Trevor Brownlee on the pole. I do believe he set a track record with about just about 2 or 3 tenths over the rest of the field. He's got something that nobody else seems to have just yet. Rob Partridge starting on the outside pole. Brett Porter in 3rd. John Richards in 4th. Eddie Oaks starting in 5th with Dan Boersma in 6th. Paul Sanders starting 7th. Ron Caranci 8th. Osvaldo Angeloni 9th. 10th place Brian Pace. Starting 11th Larry Norman. 12th Joe Martinez. 13th John Gallagher. And 14th, Trevor Harmon. I'm not sure if I scrolled through that properly there, but got part of the field anyways. Here we got Kevin Franks, rest of the field, Mike Weber, Mark Mattingly, John Lawler, Paul Hahn, Brad Hensley, Kyle Pillman. That's a surprise there, taking up the back of the field. Kyle was very strong at Texas last night. And Dean Gear. So based on yesterday's Texas races, this is the new Cup16 package, which is lower downforce, a little more grip in the tires, but you lose grip quicker. We'll come to the green here, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's watch the start of the race.
Green, green, green.
Looks like a clean start. First 2 side by side. Looks like Brownlee may clear Partridge off the first corner here. Brownlee pulls out about a 4-car length lead there, running the bottom here, looks like so far. Side by side here, Eddie Oaks and Dan Boersma. Along with Osvaldo. You can tuck up here on the bumper without getting the front end to wash out with this new package. You should be able to stay tight in there if you want to. A little bit different line, a little over under here. Boersma's caught this front pack. We've got leader separate himself, and then second and 5th is Here comes Paul Sanders. He was a rocket last night. Got disconnected, unfortunately. Looks like he's got to go again tonight. Paul running second now with his sights set on Osvaldo. There's a bit of a gap there that front row. Be interesting to see if he's able to chop into that. Brian Pace coming along here with Paul. Trevor on the apron there. I'm not sure what team's to play. Who's off the pace? These guys are running a fixed setup with adjustments, which means they're all starting on the same setup here. So the racing we'll see at this first segment may change quite a bit because guys will have a chance on the first pit stop to put in changes to make the car more to their liking. Ron Caranci moving up here as well. Second through fourth ran the exact same lap time last lap. They're about a tenth faster than first. And Gallagher working under Eddie Oates. Looks like Dean Gears got some good front end bite here too. He's looking for somewhere to go. Dean got to put a fender on the outside. He shoots it down to the outside, stays off the wall. So he can pull this one off. That high side is good here at Texas. If you can roll in, and Kyle really showed everybody the way to do it last night. So these guys are probably got that experience from running last night and know how to run that top and make it work. Got a battle for the lead here as Partridge has caught Brownlee right on his fender here. John Richards running his usual half a car length off the car in front of him. Interested to see what Rob does here. He knows that if he gets on the bottom and doesn't clear, that he will probably work his tires more than he wants to early here. Trevor's running that middle lane, basically inviting him to take the bait on the bottom. And Pace was your fastest runner in 7th place in the last lap. Leaders are running 6s. Brian ran 4.5. 28.46. Pace has actually gotten by Sanders for 2nd place. They're still working on his Holdo, about 2 seconds back from the leaders. Like that bumper cover, too easy. It ain't easy. Trevor's a wheelman. He's a good driver. He makes it look easy sometimes. We got a pretty stout wheel here. It makes a lot of potential energy. Got to his fender there. Now these cars stall out when you get to the side. They got a side draft that pulls the car ahead of them back to you. So if Rob can get up there and get beside him while Trevor got back to the gas hard in the middle of that corner. If you can get to that fender, you can stall him out a little bit. But completing the pass is another story, because once your fender gets up to the other guy's front end, then he gains that drawback of the whichever. So you got to pull him back, shoot in the middle of the corner, and then clear him on exit. And to get it done quick. Dan Boersma showing some strength here, able to stay with his front pack. These are 4 guys with a lot of experience at this track. I'm not sure Dan's run the Cup16 package, so that's impressive to see him up here. Trevor went pretty high that time, giving Rob a chance. Actually, nope, Trevor's going to lead this lap, I guess. Richards there actually looks like he's thinking about taking the top here, see if he can get around Partridge. But Partridge he's working it. Oh, he's got him cleared there. Partridge takes the lead. Come to lap 18 at 3:34. So that lead that Brownlee snuck out to looks like it may have burned his tires up a little bit. As I was saying before the start of the race, these tires lose grip at a faster rate. You're looking at about a 2-second drop off at Texas anyway in the first run. Let's take a look back here. Looks like Brian Pace is clearing Osvaldo. No, not quite yet. We see Ron Caranci catching the second group as well. So see these guys, they're 2.2 seconds, so they just lost a couple tenths of the leaders up there. See up ahead there, looks like Trevor's drifted back to 5th as he gets in line behind Boersma. Good clean start to this race, 20 laps in. We got 2 packs separated by a little over 2 seconds, and then Kyle Pillman starting to reel in this second pack. He's definitely a threat tonight. Had a real good car last night around the top. Peter Easton was our winner in the A race last night. I don't think Peter's with us tonight. Not sure what happened to Trevor Harmon there. We saw him on the apron. He's gone 3 laps down and set past lap time, so he must have had a need to go get some tires. Working our way back here with 13th place, we have Paul Hahn, followed by Joe Martinez. Paul had a nice win this week in Martinsville for trucks. Right? Mark Mattingly, Larry Norman running 15th and 16th. Looks like Larry's using the top here. Harley Davidson stealing Mark's car there. I'm not sure I've seen that. So the sun's still up, the lights are on. Track grip should be nothing but increasing tonight. So it looks like they started at dusk. And probably set some faster lap times than we did last night. Currently running 29 flats to 29.2. Kyle Pillman, your fastest, in 10th place on the last lap. John Richards has taken the lead while we've been back here. Let's go take a look at the leaders. Richards and Horner have both been able to get around Partridge. Boersman's still holding strong there. Looks like Trevor's dropped back. He's about a second back now. Horner had a good car last night, but something befell him and put him just about a lap down, and then he was just as fast as the leaders. I know Richard picked up some front end damage, and he was able to finish second last night, so no surprise these guys are front. Sort of rooting for Horner here. Last night I tried this same thing. John Richards in the lead. I tried to make a pass. Spent about 4 laps on the bottom and just tore me plumb out. So see if Horner's able to do a little better. He drove that in deep and tried hard. Oh, looks like John had to lift there on the corner. Maybe wash the front end out.
Caution's out.
Okay, here's Brownlee now.
Cars,
Looks like he's going to be
caught up.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We must have a caution. Sorry, I don't have the sound on, so I can catch that. Let's roll back and see if we can find out who it is. Dean Gary in the garage. I saw Mattingly there. Oh, we see what happened here. So he gets a little tight off the exit and brushes the wall, slows him up with Norman right on his tail, and Larry's just too close to avoid him and ends up getting into Mark and sending him into the inside wall. That's
road's open this time by. Lead lap
right
cars
front
only.
fender. That's the most sensitive part of the car. So our first caution's on lap 28. So Richards lifted and did lose a couple spots there. He comes in the pit lane third. I assume everyone will be getting tires here. I'm not sure what the tire limit is tonight. They might not run a tire limit actually. So everybody putting on fresh rubber. Partridge might be boxed in there. He's got his wheels cut hard. Oh yeah, just does get by. Sanders may have beat him out there. Quite a few guys who I think this might be the first time they've run the 2016 package. It's been a little topic of discussion, something that we've been working on for a while. Basically, we just took the downforce off the front and rear of the car, got some feedback from some wind tunnel numbers on the percentage loss of downforce, and applied that to the car, and then we've been working on the tires so that they give up at about the same rate that we see. Basically all we're doing is just trying to keep up with what we see NASCAR. So most of us are NASCAR fans, and we kind of want to do what they're doing. The racing's been an improvement. I think everyone would agree this year, and it's been a lot of fun for us sim racers too, because we're getting to experience a lot of the same things, a lot of the side-by-side, and the importance of saving your tires, and the biggest difference is the downforce to the handling. The front end doesn't necessarily want to take a bite, but it will take a set if you work on the setup and back up the corner a little bit. Your corner entry speed is so much higher that because the drag has been reduced. You don't have as big of a spoiler to slow the car down. But then when you get back to the throttle, center and exit, that's where the rear end really wants to come around on you, which a lot of us love because it means the car will rotate easier. So a little bit of changes to the setup required, but mostly it's just attention to throttle input that you really need. Also find guys having to use a brake quite a bit more. even at the 1.5 miles, you may have to drag it just a little bit to get the nose to set. So, so far, so good. We'll be doing Bristol next week, which will be a whole nother thing.
One to go, this time by.
So Dean Gear retired there. Trevor Harmon got a lap back, so we got 21 cars on the lead lap. I didn't actually see what happened to Dean. I know Mark got damage on the inside from the contact with Larry. I should have researched a little bit more. It'd take me a while to go back now, but something must have happened to Dean Gear involved there. I don't know. Alright, going back to green, 31.
Green, green, green.
Richards working the high side for the lead here. Pace and Kyle Coleman side by side for fifth. Looked like Gallagher thought about going 3 wide there and Trevor Brownlee to second, past Horner. Trevor showed that over speed and see if, yeah, he's right on John Richards here. He's trying to take the lead again. Gonna drive it hard down turn 1. Rides that white line right around. Doesn't quite clear him off the corner. on that white line. Just about, guys. Looks like he may get him going into turn 1 here. And he's clear. Trevor Brownlee back to the front. See how long he can maintain that lead. See if he's made a setup change. Couldn't really tell if he was tight or loose condition or just overall loss of grip. Didn't really see. Just like he scrubbed some speed off. John Richards come back on the outside here. Brownlee doesn't move up. John will stay up there and work it back. There he goes. Moves to the top. Richards makes a fight for the bottom. These guys like to race. I will say on this restart, I've noticed Rob Partridge just dropped back to 10th. That's probably a little better than just saving his stuff. That's all that happened on the first run, and he's gauged what he thinks he needs to do with his tires. And Rob's always got a plan, so we'll keep an eye on him. That first run was about half of a fuel run, I think. You can go about 30 laps last night at 2x, so tonight they should be going on 60. Tires should last the full run unless you abuse them. Oh, Richards gets a little bit of right rear or the left rear fender. Brownlee, no harm, no foul there. Just some hard racing, washed up a little bit. I like where Sanders is sitting. He's just riding right there in 4th. No, he's comfortable here. He'll let these guys race side by side for a little bit, and then I bet he'll be right in it for the lead. This is the racing we're starting to get used to with this package. It just seems to lend itself to running multiple grooves and getting side by side. Rich is going to clear Brownlee there. Oh, there's Horner around also. That second pack is about 2 seconds behind. Okay, so either Trevor wore his stuff out like he did in the first one, or he's learned that he can't push it that hard, that long, and he wants to stay with this pack, so he'll just move to the back and he's going to settle in and see if he's able to stay with him. So Mike Glover, blue and white Camaro tires. Dan Boersma running up near the front all lane. He's currently running in 11th. Martinez and Hahn holding on to the back of this group. Just beyond this group is Ron Rancy. He's a really good driver who's been working on managing his tires, and I think this package is new to him. It's a long race, got a lot of time to figure it out. Pace and Gallagher knocked 3/10 out of the lead pack time now, down to 1.7 seconds. Side by side for the lead again here. I believe Horner's leveled that time. May get one right here. Looks like he did. Look at that, getting back to the throttle. John washed up a little bit, and he screamed at the center of the corner at the top. So out of this pack, we've seen Brownlee lead, followed by Richards, and now Horner. I guess that means it must be Paul's turn soon. second group is still catching. They're just about a second behind right now. Take back here and look and see what line Pillman is running. Partridge has pulled away. Pillman is running the top. Let's see if he's able to pull back. So Partridge really took it easy the first few laps of this run. Now it looks like he's put the hammer down. Pillman may be saving just a little bit more before he starts to pull up. The front 10 are really starting to narrow together. Borsman taking a look on the inside. Working lap 50 of 334. Up to 7. This group's about 3 seconds, 3.2 seconds behind the leaders. Larry Norman running 14th. Frank's in the UT car. Parents are volunteers. It's good to see. Jalen Battle, a fairly new driver, just holding a steady wheel here. Mr. Wall and Trevor Harmon currently 2 laps down. So Brownlee has been dropped just a little bit here again from this front group. We can see Pace has caught him with Gallagher and Partridge come along. So we're about ready to have 6 cars here bunched together as Sanders looks low on corner. Richards gets around Paul Sanders. Worked on this track today after watching the nationwide race and practice. Went ahead and worked bumps. It's pretty smooth out there for these guys right now. They can turn the wheel and not worry about any kind of little hopping or bouncing with the car. But we're going to update the track here in the coming week, and I have to deal with that. We had all kinds of new handling challenges. Pretty much every lane at Texas seems to have a bump in it. To me, like the bottom was the worst, but even when you run the top, you get a couple of swales. I almost pulled back up to Sanders here. He is still alive, and we have cleared his tires going a little too early. Looks like he's coming back strong here. You see, Partridge has got around pace for 6th place. Gallagher's still running strong. Whoa, Richards kicked out the rear end on entry there. Sanders is slowed up just a little bit. I don't know if he's got tight. I'm trying to watch his. Doesn't look like he's getting set into the corner very well. His front tires are a little warm or something. I can see him fighting loose. So I'm assuming he's tight. Partridge clears him here for 5th place. Partridge car making up a couple car lengths in the middle of the corner there. This run goes as long as it can, full on fuel. We're about halfway through the fuel run here. We'll see who's got their act together with their setup changes, who had time to practice. It does look like Sanders is tight here as pace pulls up beside him. You see up ahead, Gallagher going very high. Partridge able to look under in there. Not quite yet. John Richards still hounding Brett Horner. Brett Horner hanging on for the lead here, though. He's the fastest lap times up here. 1, 2, and 3 are running 29.2s. See, Dan Bors was in the pit right now. Listed 5 laps down. I'm not sure. It's oh, Mike Glover was a DNF there. Pillman running 10th. Ron Crancy's gotten around. Let's take a look and ride with Kyle and see what he's fighting here. Getting right out of the wall on entry and then back on the throttle pretty good. That corner looks pretty good. A little extra wheel on entry, maybe a tad tight on entry, but didn't look bad on exit. Ron Crancy ahead of him, running about 2/10 faster. Let's take a look at his line. Oh, nice and free up off the corner there. I mean, not just straight out. His wheel very straight as he's exiting. Less wheel. And correcting to the right as he's exiting. He looks like his setup is in good shape right here. You heard that little blip in the throttle. That's just, he wasn't quite where he wanted to be to get all the way back to the throttle, but then again, he had slowed enough. He just wanted to kick the rear end once and then get off the corner. So he's running in the middle, and Pillman was running the top. And just about every lap here, Grancy's about 0.2 faster than Pillman. Grancy actually your fastest driver right now. I like the way that car is looking. He is just about 4.5 seconds behind the leaders. As we see, Sanders is falling back into the clutches of Osvaldo. So a couple guys looking to make setups. Sanders and Pillman, two of your favorites, definitely have some work to do. It looks like if Grancy can get some track position, he's definitely got a long run car. He continues to run the fastest lap times, matching the leaders. I think Richard should put something on his car that says "In your tire cracks." That guy, if he's not wrecked or off the pace for some reason, he is right behind you every lap. Horner knows that. He's used to looking in the mirror and seeing the 6 car like a lot of us are, though. He's just running his line. He knows John's not gonna do something dumb to jeopardize both of them, so he's just digging hard and expecting John to take care of the boat. Got a little lap traffic here as the battle car moves off the apron out of the way. Looks like Harmon's staying high, signaling the leaders by. You see Partridge up in 3rd here. He's 1 second back. Ron Grancy's still running the fastest lap times. Richards and Horner in the lead, running 6s. Actually, Partridge turned the fast lap there to 52, but Grancy does seem to be the strongest car in this part of the run. Trevor standing up on the wall. Takes another 10th out of the leaders. Brian Pace showing some good long run speed here. He's up passing Gallagher here for 4th place, about 2 seconds behind the leaders. Brian has really come a long way in his tire management. He's a guy who can just absolutely melt the tires off the car on a blistering lap when he wants to. But this is really
Caution's out.
Oh,
Safe cars, I'm about to get caught up.
Correct. There's Harmon. Looks like he just loops it on his own exit there. That's one of the transitions at Texas. It's not as bad in turn 4. Let's take a look at where he had the wheel position though here. If you've got wheel in the car, especially late in the run on this setup, and you just put the throttle down, that rear end will have its tendency to snap out on you. Yeah. So it started to go, you saw once in the middle of the corner, he corrected a little bit, he gets back to the throttle, and then it just kind of slowly gets up out of the track, and he follows it, tries to correct to the right, but it's too late.
Yeah, right.
Fortunately, nobody else involved here, so let's catch up on the pit stops. Brett Horner leads him down pit road. John Richards overshot his pit there a little bit. He's actually in Horner's pit stall and is definitely not going to be able to get out. He should not pass him on the left here. As he does not, he's waiting. See how he has to wait for Horner to finish. Long pit stop for Horner. That probably had to do with the way he had to get into the box to see what Richards was going to do. So the first and second place car kind of had a snafu with each other in the pits there, and it looks like they're going to drop about 5 spots each. Actually, well, we've still got some left on cars to pit, but yeah, they're going to lose at least 5 spots. Looks like John Gallagher was the first car off pit road, followed by Partridge, Pace, and Sanders. So time for a Michigan beer break. We'll be back in just a minute. Into the green. Looks like Gallagher's decided to take the top on the restart. Strong restart by Partridge. That was some good stuff. I watched the Xfinity race last night, but the second row cars both give the leaders a bump and help them on their way. And that's exactly what you saw there on that restart. 10th and worked his way back up to 3rd. This time he's at the front, so he may have to do something a little bit different. See, Sanders has made some changes. He looks good. He really hooked the bottom on that corner. Gallagher, Osvaldo, and Pillman lined up on the top. Partridge, Sanders, and Pace on the bottom. Osvaldo's not sure which lane he wants to use here. There's Kyle using that very tight. He really made that work last night. I haven't seen it just yet tonight, but if it's like last night, the top lane will gain grip as the night goes on. Sanders sneaks by. Really nice power move there on the Partridge. Figures he's got a short run car, he's going to use it. See if he can hold that lead. Osvaldo looking strong here, coming inside Partridge too. This tells me that Rob's got, he's continuing to gauge his tires. He had a very long run last time, so we had a 30-lap run followed by about a 45-lap run. And so he knows what he's got now, and he's willing to sacrifice it just to lead a little bit. Interesting battle here. Remember, we had Richards and Horner get held up in the pits. They were our leaders before they stopped. Pace a little wiggle off the wall there. Pillman sneaks through. Joe Martinez up here in the mix. Sure, I don't think Brian got a piece of the wall there. We just had a moment. Turn off the tabs here for just a minute. I assume a lot of you have gotten used to who the drivers are. I'll keep saying the names here, but keeps the screen a little less cluttered. Don't normally do much commentating. Usually the things you see on the ASRX YouTube channel are just screens running from a laptop as I run races, or as other guys run races and they stream it. If any of the other guys sim racing at ASRX would like to stream one of their races, I'll be happy to set you up as a streamer or author, whatever they call it, on the YouTube channel, so we can have a copy of your race. I always like going to other leagues. We're at F5 tonight, like the Tornado. This league's run by Jay Cradle, who's actually at the Texas race tonight. He was worried we wouldn't have many drivers tonight since it coincides with the actual race, but a lot of good drivers here. So I saw this and figured I'd hop on and add my 2 cents to the action. I think Grunt Rancy's one to watch tonight. We saw he was really good late on the run. He's got himself in a position now where he can just sort of camp out. He's at the back of the second group. He can use a little bit of draft, he can pulled along, not hurt his tires, not get in a side-by-side battle with anyone. And then we'll see when he decides to go. We know he's got a good long-run car, so he's somebody to keep an eye on. Rob Partridge continues to take his time. It looks like he's gotten back around Osvaldo on the top here. So your top 6 are Sanders, Partridge, Angelone, Brownlee, and Gallagher. Richards. A little over a second back to Pillman, Horner, Martinez, Pace and Moranci. And another 2 seconds back to Norman, Oaks, Hahn, Franks, and Lawler. Fred Henson's 2 laps down. Whoop, we got a spin here. Uh-oh. John Richards coming back on the track. Trevor got a little loose there and had to correct and slow it back down to the bottom of the middle corner. Okay, now we see what happens. So Angeloni gets the outside wall off of turn 4 and comes down into Richards. And the two of them go for a ride in the grass. Does look like John got too much damage. Angeloni probably hit the wall pretty hard there. Looks like John got maybe some door damage behind the tire. Red Horner sneaks through on the grass. Pillman and Martinez get through. Pace comes through. Okay, so Angeloni does a good job of locking it down. Whoa! Where did that come from? Okay guys, so I don't want to pick on any driver, I'm not even going to mention name, but this is an example of a completely avoidable incident. The caution happened, what, 20 seconds ago? You're catching the field and you clean out a guy. There's just no reason for that. So that's the kind of thing we want to see avoided. That is a obvious, what we call an infraction. So in this case, the way we score things, Angeloni will be given a caution, which counts against his safety rating, and the 38 car will be given an infraction. Watch the pit stops now. Looks like Sanders comes out with the lead, followed by Brownlee. So to get back to the way that works, so it was a pretty easy call. Angeloni gets in the wall, that's a caution, and then really no reason for any contact after that. He's done a good job keeping sitting up at the wall, and then Lawler gets cleaned out by a car coming to catch. So usually you'll hear somebody say there's a wreck, the spotter tells you there's a caution, there's a yellow light flashing. Get out of the throttle, put your foot on the brake. You know, don't run people over. There's no reason to turn an accident into a wreck fest. So that's all I'll say about that. But we keep track of that, and what happens is we have a star rating. You can actually see in the standings shown on the right next to everyone's name. There's a star. So 5 stars is the maximum, and 0 stars is the minimum. And basically, we have a formula that goes into that calculation. It's the number of possible green flag laps that you complete is the most important consideration. So if you run a 100-lap race and you finish all 100 laps, you get 100 points, or you get a perfect rating for that. The other factors are cautions and infractions that you've caused. So we ask all of our admins, ASRX admins, to record basically fault for a caution. That doesn't mean every caution has a fault, right? A lot of times we just have racing deals, or it's just not clear, and in that case we just try to document what happened so people can look at it and agree or disagree. And yeah, so when it is clear, we assign a caution, and that goes into that safety rating formula. So if you get a bunch of cautions assigned and you don't complete many green flag laps, you won't have many stars. A lot of leagues are starting to adopt a rule where if you don't have a star, or you only have a minimum number of stars, then they restrict your racing. So going back to green. You see there, he made the high side work. He also brought, looks like, 2 more cars with him. Joe Martinez continues to move up here. He's in 5th place as he follows Partridge around Brownlee. Hillman now looking on the low side on Gallagher. Fourth place car, Partridge. Let's see, Pillman gets both tires on the white line there. It's a little bit of a concave. You can't quite touch the apron. You can get down there and get the car to hook a little bit if you get down there. So you see Sanders doing it in first place there. Go ahead, gets his left line. These lanes at Texas are so equal. Really lends itself to some side-by-side racing. And the guy on the outside can do that for a long time too, especially in this package, because the rear end wants to rotate when you get back on the throttle, so you're not just killing the right front trying to get off the corner. Our early leaders, Horner and Richards, still fighting their way back from that pit stall setback, and Richards has done well to get back all the way up to 9th after being spun just before this caution. Oh, your top 10 very equal. 10th place car ran the same lap time as the leader that last lap. 28.3s is the pace right now. Restarted on lap 95. We're about 10 laps into a run. Welcome to F5 Racing and the ASRX Sim. If you're waiting for the Sprint Cup race at Texas are in a rain delay. Looks like they're getting things dried off. We're having a lot of fun here. I've lost track now. Gallagher's been fighting off second place there for at least, seems like 6 or 7 laps. Looks like Pillman's just about got him clear. He comes back on the inside. Yes, Pillman's definitely got him clear now. Let's see if all that time on the top has hurt Gallagher, and now people start to skate by him on the bottom a little easier. Partridge gets around him. You see Pillman has moved up. He's gotten around. See if he can make headway in the leader. Look how high it goes, all the way up the wall, and he gets on the run off the top. Brownlee completes the pass. He takes 4th. And we have Horner and Richards. The picture here. You see at the back of this pack, once again, Ron Francie, currently running the same lap times as the leader. So Pillman's been working at top, but Partridge is now below him, so he's able to pull off the pass here. That was nicely done. I don't know if Pillman maybe swung up a little higher than he wanted. Looks like Brownlee's going to try his luck too. As Partridge gets below Sanders here, going back to the lead. Your top 9 separated by less than a second. Bit of a 3 wide there. Gallagher shooting the gap in the middle. Sanders has gone from 1st to 5th or 6th here in a matter of about a lap. I'm not sure if it's just that he got up out of the groove and kind of lost his rhythm, but he's been shuffled back. Maybe that he still needs a setup change or 2. We are 15 laps into this run. Clears Pillman for 2nd. So that top not quite yet strong enough for Pillman to hang on to the lead or defend from, but he continues to work it. I think he'll get better all night. You see when he tries the bottom, he slides up, so it looks like he's set up to run the top. Dr. John's almost a half a second lead. Looks like Richards might be faster than both of these guys, but doesn't have anywhere to go just yet. Brownlee's tapped into that lead quickly. Looks like he's catching the perfect point. Brownlee ran a 58 in the last lap to the leader 74. He is right on him. Watching this battle right now for 3rd. There's room on the outside there, Kyle realizes it moves up. See John, complete capacity, will be able to cut in for the lead here, but the leaders are currently pulling away out by 1.6 seconds right now. Very impressed with Joe Martinez here hanging with this group. This is a group of very fast drivers. Of course, Joe's a talented driver himself, but I think this package is new to him. It must just be suiting him, and he's made a setup change that's made him very competitive. Okay, so Richards is clear. Pillman drops back a couple spots. Gallagher's still strong on the top. Let's take back a look at the lead and see how these guys are doing. Brownlee's still right in the tire tracks. They are now 2.3 seconds out of third place. So they have pulled out and walked away as they race in that thing. Trevor's not laying back. Whoa. Oh, we got a spinner there. That's going to be a caution. They let some guys go by, and then he's just got up on the top. And I'm not sure if he's set up too free or whatnot there, but I think that's second on the night. So that was an interesting run there. We had about 30 laps. Partridge and Brownlee were able to get away. We've got Richards and Horner back up in the top 5 after their setback. And so we'll see what happens on the pit stops here if anybody needs to get any fenders pulled out or anything. But a lot of strong cars at the front. It'll be interesting to see if Joe Martinez was able to maintain there. That was half of a fuel run, so looking really good for him. Looks like Sanders still has a setup change or two to get his car. He's fast at the beginning, takes the lead, and then it seems like he drops to the back of the lead pack. Ron Crancy's still your kind of mystery man. I don't think he's shown what he has yet, so let's take a look at these pit stops. Contact there, we saw the sparks fly. Oh, Partridge actually had to back up. He's going to lose a spot or two here. Well, that actually cost him at least a second. He's trying to get his nose out. Brownlee gets bumped in the... Oh my goodness, we got off in this trouble here. Horner loses spots in the pits once again. Not of his own doing, really. Although, that, of course, that wasn't Partridge's fault either. It's just the way it worked out there. Alright, so Brownlee comes out with the lead, followed by Gallagher, Richards, Pillman in 4th. Partridge goes from 1st to 5th. Sanders, Horner, Martinez, Hahn. Where's Ron Crancy? There's Oaks, Pace. Ron Crancy back to 13th. I'm just going to back up here while we got a minute and see if we can figure out. I don't know. There's an extra couple of seconds there. You know, it may be that Ron kind of likes where he's running and he doesn't want to go up there and destroy his tires. He's looking for that long run. He knows he's good. I'm not saying that's what he did there. Maybe he had to get a little fender pulled out or something. Or maybe he was grabbing a drink. I don't know. But he did lose a few spots there. I was hoping to see maybe David Hart in a race this week. He's had a hot week. Been one of the top drivers in ASRX this week. Been running up front. Good to see David pouring it on. If you haven't raced with us before, I'm going to bring up, this is what the launcher looks like. The launcher is just a small program that you download and it shows you what races are coming up, and you use the TeamSpeak button to connect to TeamSpeak, and then you just double click on the event and it'll download everything you need. The whole sim if you need it, the track that their guys are running, the setup if they're running a setup. Next thing you know, you'll be on the server talking to other drivers and out there running laps. So go to arcasimracingx.com, download the launcher, and we'll see you on the track. Alright, come to the green. Oh, maybe not. One lap to go. I'll take this opportunity to thank the admins of all the leagues. We've got a lot of good leagues, Door to Door, Doral, 30 Plus, Nortex, F5 that we're watching right now, GTRL, which is my home league, Grumpy Old Men on Wednesday nights, and I hope I'm not missing it. Oh, Scroll, another great league. So all those leagues are represented there in the launcher. We also had a new league join, the Sim Oil Racing, run by Austin Rinke. Guys, go check them out. They've got some drivers of their own that they're bringing up. I think those are mostly dirt guys. We've seen quite a few dirt guys trying out the asphalt, some VHR drivers, some iRacing returners, and just a whole mixture of good sim racers and good guys. So pick a league that works for your time, and admin will be there to help you out on TeamSpeak. Speculators. Well, I had a lot of trouble on restarts last night. It seemed like I was running lower air pressures than everyone else because I noticed the right side's crowning on a long run. Maybe Trevor's running a little lower air pressure, especially to help him out on a long run. It looked like he had a short run car at the start of the race. It may be that he's on lower pressure and can't quite run those hot laps at the beginning. Just guessing. Coming all over Cartridge here third. Got Richards side by side. Gallagher to the lead. Richards will lead lap 128. So remember that, guys. We restarted there at about lap 125. So next, if we go green, we're looking 180 from here. is still running. He's 3 laps down, 16th. I may have misspoke when I said that was his second caution. There is a rule that if you cause 2 cautions, you park it for the night. I thought that was the second. I may have been wrong. Richards almost swings up in front of Gallagher there, had a run on him. Almost full contact at the high line. Not sure when we lost Osvaldo. He's shown as our 18th car with a DNF, so we've got 17 cars still running. 15 on the lead lap. Gallagher did this the last run too. Really did well on the top for a while, and then drifted back, but it didn't seem like he blew things up to do it. So he seems to be able to run that middle to high, certainly not as high as Tillman goes when he decides to run the top. He runs the middle straight where he's really trying to get a good bite, and I don't know, he was able to do that for quite a while last time. It's right along with Richardson here. He's able to get back into the throttle on the bottom. That scrape is Gallagher's ball on the entrance there. He's not going anywhere. Tell you what, if you get side by side with Gallagher, you're going to be there for a few laps. That's usually the case just about any track. John's definitely got it working to win. Obviously, you have to be careful with the lap down car. John Lawler does a good job keeping up by the wall, though, giving him all the room he can. Gallagher a little bit of an issue on exit there. Partridge is going to help Richards make the final pass. Now, Partridge is looking really strong behind him. Let's see how long he sits behind Richards if he tries to pull by him. I've been watching the lap times, and Joe Martinez is the back of this package running some really good lap times. Fastest on that last lap at a 28.47. So we got the top 8 cars separated by less than a second, and it's another 2 seconds back to Pace, Hahn, Oates, Norman, and Ron Caranci. So Ron Caranci not running with his front half this time. He's running 3.5 seconds off the leaders at the back of the second car. Not setting his blistering lap times yet. See if he starts to run faster. Oh, look at this. And the Partridge right on. Richards pulls to his quarter panel. It's not going to be an easy pass as Richards doesn't give him any room to come up off the corner in the middle. Right along with Partridge here, he's got Richards on his outside. Caution's out. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know, some strange looking stuff. Looked like there was something going on with Hensley and Harmon. Hensley got into the wall, and then when they got on the front, on the backstretch, Harmon just spun out, so that is definitely two. Good Bryce on pit road there. Gallagher and Richards, but Partridge had at least Richards beat. Joe Martinez is a story right now for me. He's hanging in there, running with the top 10. Not losing any time on the runs we've had. Now we haven't had a full tire run yet, but he's looked good on half tire runs. Well, that car is used up. See the roll cage sticking through the door there. I'm not quite sure why Trevor hasn't escaped yet. I'm gonna help the admin out here. I'm just gonna send him a message. And the reason we do that is not to be mean or whatever, but everybody wants green flag racing, so everybody can have a bad night. If somebody's struggling, 2 self-spins is struggling, then, you know, there's no reason in sitting around and waiting for a third to happen. The top 10 are racing, and if you're in the back driving by yourself, it's great if you're getting lap time and you're getting some laps in and you're learning and whatever, but spinning out at the back when the guys up front are trying to, you know, strategize their race. It's just that's not what we want. So that's why we have a 2 caution rule. give Gallagher a shove on the bottom. Just looking 3 wide. I don't think Parker's wanted anything to do with that. Sanders pours it out on the top. There's Martinez. Gallagher rides it real high in that corner. Richards looks hungry for the lead. We've seen this before. Gallagher on the high side defending. Might as well if you want to go this way. Whoa, Garrett's coming over to me? It's interesting to me that no one's going to the top to run with Gallagher. He's well, we got some scrapings going here. It's obvious that he is able to maintain the lead at the top. So you would think somebody like Pillman might go up there and run it with him, help him draft just a little bit, get him by, and take second for themselves. Everyone seems content to want to run the bottom. Maybe they just see that over time, eventually, the guy on the top wears his stuff in. But it sure is taking. Please let us know when you're there. I worked hard on that. I'm gonna go to somebody's house. Sanders to try his luck with Gallagher. Now Sanders made that pass on the outside of Richards. Partridge is working the outside too. Somebody's got to try coming up here behind Gallagher on the top side. Push him by. It's still a bit of a mystery how the tracks, well, we've got almost a wreck in the back there, Lawler gathers it up, how the quote-unquote dynamic track surface works in SRX. It's something that was put into the sim by SI. We need to do some experimentation to see how it actually works. There's we got through right here for the lead. Parker's got a nice run. Gallagher once again is able to defend. He has found a lane that just works well for him, and he can just run it. It doesn't seem to kill the tires. He's up a little higher. He needs to be careful there on that exit, though. If he's going to go up the third lane and cut across, these guys could get him in a 3 wide and he'll have to lift. I believe that's what happened to him. That last one, he had to get out of the throttle and exit because he wasn't going to make it. Okay, right now, we just got the fastest lap time, 7th place, Ron Caranci, 28.65. That's Ron back there on the high side, coming around Pillman. So if you recall, it wasn't too long ago that I said he was running behind the second pack, and here he is. Sanders is really trying to make that pass. He used up all the track into the door with Gallagher. Pillman on the high side, putting Richards in the middle of the 3 wide with Caranci on the bottom. Just some great racing. I mean, it's 2 wide, 3 wide, every lap. We haven't seen a leader pull out and just walk away on that lane, except for that one run where Partridge and Riley pulled out a big lead. We restarted here at 1. Whoa, Brownlee has his hands full there. I believe the 20 laps into this run. There's still 3 wide back here for 5th place. They'll circle it out and Richards gets... Here he goes, back to the middle. There's definitely 3 distinct lanes now. Look, Pillman is starting to make some progress. Looks like Partridge may make a pass here. He does. He's clear for the lead. But he didn't move to the top, and Gallagher comes back. It looks like he could move up anytime he wants here. There he goes. Tap there between Sanders and Brownlee. Pillman's starting to get that top working. He's getting a lot of momentum off the high side. You see him come off the corner and he's able to clear Sanders with that lead. Now passing Gallagher on the outside, moving something. Now there's room there. Sanders gets a bite of the wall there. One thing's for sure is if we have a 20-lap run at the end of the race and Gallagher starts on the outside of the front, somebody's got to figure that out quicker than they're figuring it out. They've been patient during these runs with what it looks to be. Curious to see if Pillman works the outside here on Gallagher. Looks like he's going to. He makes the pass. Gonna watch from Pillman's car here as he continues to work the top. See if he can take this all the way to the front. Into second. He's running 29 flats. Actually, he just ran a 28.94. So we're a little over halfway through this race, and it's like Pillman has just found the top groove that he needs. That down car will be dicey. He's got to go to the bottom of this corner. And you'll see he has to counter score a bit, so he's probably made setup changes so he can run that time. He's a fast learner. Must have a caution. Okay, there. I think that's what it was there. Coming across the grass, the sim probably threw the caution. Franks retires it. Too bad for him. It was nice to see him out here. Completes 176 of 334 laps, so hope to see him out here some more. Oh, yeah, that was not a good angle. These 1X races are a bit of a stamina, long haul, kind of difficult to finish one of these races. But we've got the field trimmed down now to 14 cars of the original 23, 13 of those cars on the lead lap. This car peels off. Question on my mind is how soon do people go to the top? Do they have to run 20 to 25 laps or can they make that work? I know Gallagher can run the middle. Tellman showed that he could run the top late. outside. Brownlee used it to get the lead. Richardson 3 wide. Seems like that middle. Something happened on that last run to Sanders. I don't know if he's picked up a little bit of damage, but he and Martinez are both already over a second back here for this restart. So right now your top 7, Brownlee, Pillman, Richards, Partridge, Gallagher, Horner, and Caranci. Look at the, well, Caranci's actually 1 point. Right here. Sanders and Martinez still in it. This is the battle for 8th right here between Martinez and Sanders. Here for 11th, we've got Hahn, Oaks, and Pace. Eddie comes from door-to-door league, so it was always a pleasure to race with him. Why I'm not seeing Ron's Cougar car. It's my fault, I assume. I know he's got one. Brownlee staked himself a pretty good lead there. Is he still in the top? This point at least, and neither is Pillman, so it may be that they have to wait for the tires to wear in. Now last night, of course, that would have happened at half the time that it happens tonight, because we're at 2x, so that very well could be, and that's nice to see, because it's kind of a real world thing that happens, is that as you lose grip, you have to move up the bottom and get the rubber buildup, or a lot of reasons make you need to run the top later in the run. A lot of good drivers here tonight. Anybody who takes home a trophy here tonight should be proud of the competition that they've had to overcome. We go Pillman to the top here as he's catching Brownlee. Will he stay up there to make it? Look at the run he gets. He knew better than to go up there with the lap down car ahead. He needs to wait, rebuild that momentum. Really, last time we saw this, it took him, once he broke that momentum by going to the bottom, it takes him 2 corners really to get it back rolling. And the pace car is out. Okay, we saw Han leading Oaks earlier, and now we have a wreck with Oaks ahead of him. Okay, he's a little out of shape here. You see the rear end kicked out? That is not healthy, and as he's cutting across, yeah, that's not really Paul's fault. That's the straightaway there. Okay, and Eddie's still out of the track. You see now he's corrected back the other way. And when you've got the car yawed this way, bad things abundant. Oh, and here comes Brian. This is not really good. Yeah. Not good for anybody involved here. And does Paul? Oh, Paul is able to get on the binders just enough. Eddie's car takes quite a pounding, and so did Brian's. Oh yeah, we see here Sanders with the left front damage. I missed that. I don't know when he picked that up, but that's why we don't see him at the front anymore. These cars are pretty tough, but if you get the right or front headlight poked in, you're gonna have some extra drag. Yeah, this car here is gonna have some trouble. So I didn't roll that back all the way. There may have been some other circumstances, but it looked like Eddie got free on exit, came across on the backstretch, got a little poke from Paul, and then couldn't correct it back to the right, and ended up collecting the pace. So that caution will probably go on Oaks, although I wouldn't write that down as a final. Looks like this is their second time around. The lap down car is getting a chance to pit. I don't know if Pillman made that pass in the pits, or if maybe he got around Brownlee as we were getting the caution. I thought he was still behind Brownlee. NASCAR race in Texas is still in a rain delay. It doesn't look like it's raining. I don't know why they haven't gotten this thing underway, but a lot of these guys will actually, half these sim racers will probably go run another sim race if there's one going, but if not, maybe we'll get to see some of this race. Restart lap 195. Takes the lead from the bottom and then pulls to the top, in the middle here, 3 and 4. Richards goes through the middle. With a little wiggle on exit. know they're fighting hard here, but let's talk about what happens if they should go green. The field's been trimmed down enough now that cautions become less and less likely. They can, I think it's 60 laps is what they can make it on fuel. So they got at least 2 stops. They cannot make it on 1 stop. The white line. He's run the extremes of the track tonight, all the way at the wall and just about on the angle. Roundly out front, around the top. It's almost like Cummins sets his tires up. He runs the bottom, maybe to build some heat in the right front, and then he goes to the top where I know he's using the rear to turn the car. So he probably needs that bite on the front because, well, that's some conjecture on my part, but definitely when he moves up, it works. Now he's getting past on the top of Gallagher in his corner. See Martinez back up here. Let's see if he can hang on to this group this time. Larry Norman's had a quiet but successful night. He's an 8th, leading that second pack, 2 seconds back from the leader. So Larry's focused on his racing this season, and it shows. He's put himself in some playoffs and some point battles, and actually been in a position to win some races, so it's really good to see. Larry's a good guy. He puts a lot of this in. Gallagher here, he's pulled up to the rear Richards. If he can get a nose to the outside, we know what he can do with the middle and high line. Has a fender. I don't see anybody else running quite what Gallagher's doing there. When the time comes, he has something that works. Brownlee has certainly demonstrated that he can. Whoa. Gallagher misses that corner, gets into the wall. Back up here and see what happened. Little high. Okay, he missed his entry point. He missed his mark there and just slid up. Back to live action. You know, I think he'll just come up here and do it again. Well, Pillman's working the bottom, so Richards, look at Richards defending that top line. He knows Gallagher gets outside of him, he's going to have trouble. He's come up a half lane. Yeah. This little debacle has allowed Horner and Partridge to really snug up. These guys are running tight quarters now if somebody makes a mistake. In a big wad. Martinez just off the pack. He just needs to be able to keep a sniff of these guys. Stay in it. I think Richards has moved up that half lane and has found something he likes. I think he's nibbling on the Gallagher line and likes it. This is a 3-groove track in the TDF file. I don't know what the TDF file is, but anyways, there's 3 distinct grip levels, and those guys are running right now. Richards is the middle. Gallagher's got a fender here. Oh, you can see that coming. That's on Richards now. He cannot take that. He can't move up and take that line when the car is there. He can do it before he gets there. That hurt Gallagher. I think he got his right front punched in. Go back and take a look at that. I could see that being called a lot of different ways, but based on the history of the race and what I know these two drivers are doing, John is not giving him the entry point that he wants. Gallagher does have a fender there, but with almost a full car length ahead of him, John can control the entry to the corner, and as such, he went in flatter than Gallagher was ready for him. So you end up having Gallagher look like he's turning into Richards. But that was caving really on John's part. And we'll contact your corner. We've noticed they've tracked down Brown. He's running about 10th off of the second and third place car. And that's too high there. Looks like he's skating away. So that may have ended the run for Gallagher. We'll see if his car is too badly damaged. He definitely has a piece. He's a 3 wide for third. Pillman gave Richards a nudge there on entry. I think Pillman's saying, I'm running my top line. I've got my run. If you want to pull up in front of me with the momentum I've got, I'm going to, John knows better than that. That time he would have gotten turned for me to go up there. Oh, and Pillman gets in. See, that top line's perilous. You don't get bite early, and he loses 2 spots. So we're at the point of the run. We're 20 laps into the run. This is where pretty much every lane works, and we're starting to favor farther and farther to the outside. Let's see if Pillman can get himself rolling back there and come back to this group. Gallagher hasn't fallen off the pace too much. He actually ran one of the fastest lap times on that side. And Partridge has to put extra wheel in the car to get too wide on his outside. Gets the rear end waggling. That bottom lane, when you have to put extra wheel into it, the rear end kicks out, especially if you freed the car up so you can cut the corner, is real dicey. Yeah, these guys are pushing. There are lots of little mistakes here, running into the wall. Wow, 3 wide for the lead as Richards comes through the middle. Look how Pillman's coming through the middle. That was some incredible racing here. Looks like Lawler's slowing the heat now. Hopefully he he's not going to stop. Partridge to the front, using the bottom. Corner using the apron. Brett, that's an apron, bud. Gallagher's right back in it. If he can get back to Richards, we're definitely going to have a camera on that. We got a little bit of separation here. I think we're about to find out as Richards hits the wall. We're about to find out who's used too much tire on this run. We're at lap 25. I like how Partridge ran the bottom for most of the run. I like running the bottom last time. I'm not sure if I got some damage that affected me, but I felt really good later in the run. One car that just destroyed me late in the run, so was Pillman with that topside run that he had. Let's see. Partridge looks good right now. He's checking out a little bit. Notice Ron Caranci is with this group. Joe Martinez has dropped back. He's 2.7 seconds back. That's about a second and a half off the back of this pack. As your leader runs the fastest lap times. Partridge is currently clocking in 28.9s. Everyone else is running 29.2s or so. We'll go with Pillman on the top. He sees Partridge getting away and knows now's the time to try this again. It's clear for second. Corner working on the bottom here. We'll keep an eye. Partridge has built himself 9/10 of a second lead. See if Pillman's able to start cutting into that with those momentum runs here. Cars are on the track at Texas, rolling around under caution. The race has not started yet. We're talking about the real cars. Here we're on lap 223 of 334. It's been just a great race to watch. Lots of side-by-side battles. A couple of silly cautions, but for the most part, it's just been a treat. Pillman's knocked a 10th off the lead. But those first two are starting to gap. Coming forth a little. Corner got by here, and see he really hasn't put a step wrong all night. He hasn't warmed up those tires by sliding them around. He may have something yet. Fastest lap that time and actually pulled out back again on Pillman. Running 29 flats and we are 30 laps into the run. So we're halfway through this fuel run. Watching Gallagher here in 7th. He's 3.4 seconds back. Martinez still with a really good night. May yet get a better finish, but right now running 4.5 seconds back. Paul Hahn is doing good after that mishap. Remember, he didn't get damage in the incident with Oaks and Pace. He was able to get on the binders and keep that back, so he's still got a clean car, and he's looking good here in 9th place. Larry Norman We drop back to 9 seconds back, running 10th. Brian Pace looked good early tonight, and is now battling this ill-handling car with no front fenders on it. Paul Sanders, that damage to the left front, the depth of the indentation tells me that that's a pretty serious boo-boo. Probably red on his display, and it's slowing him down because we know he was fast. So he's running 12th. Eddie Oak's still out there. He had that trouble and got the car banged up. He's still out there running 13th. And last car on the track, 12 laps down, John Lull, 14th. No changes up front, so I'm just watching this battle in the back here to see if Martinez and Hahn have saved enough tire that they're able to come back on this group. It does look like they've been able to make up some ground, and we're 40 laps into this run, so another 20 to go. They may yet make up a couple positions. Hahn in particular looks strong. He's being patient behind Martinez, sort of helping each other out here by, as I say that, he looks the outside, but they're gonna get a little drafting help from each other. Pillman and Partridge are going back and forth. Pillman's running about 7 tenths behind him, and will be half a tenth faster one lap, half a tenth slower the next. So those guys are holding station with Horner about 3 seconds behind them in third. So we see Han did get around Martinez as he makes his way up into this next group. Look at these guys racing their tails off earlier. And have a little better tires here on the Honmobile. As they've just gone green in Texas. Pillman's chopped that lead down to 4/10 of a second. I'm still watching this battle here. I'm going to switch to the front real quick. And as just see, Hans caught Gallagher. Yeah, Pillman now within 2/10. We better get up there. Let's see. As expected, he's running the top. He's picked up a tenth the past couple laps. He's about a tenth faster than Partridge. Partridge has gotten tight. I'm not sure. He definitely has something up at the top. This is not going to be easy on the inside. Wow. Okay. So Pillman takes the lead on lap 245. That's 50 laps into this, what I think is a 60 lap run. So we should have about 10 laps to go here. You might see some guys go ahead and short pit because it doesn't matter if they run the fuel out. It's not like they can make it on one stop anyway. Alright, we've got a caution. So let's see, where's that caution? Okay, so that looks like a pit entry caution. He was going to the apron on purpose there, and I don't know if it happened when he downshifted or he got on the brakes, but it just turned left on him. So no damage there. I know it's no fun. I spun myself out on Thursday night in the ARCA car on this same track. Worked on those ARCA brakes, by the way. We'll have those fixed up. So I know Joe's frustrated by that, but it happens. Just has not had a good night on pit road. I'm gonna guess that Brownlee must have pitted there previously. Or he's pitting this time, because it looked like Pillman was first off pit road. Yeah, he's pitting the second time around. Well, according to my math, which isn't always the best when it comes to fuel mileage, they are going to have to stop one more time. So if they want to split this run, it looks like they're going to run about 40 to 45 laps and pit. That would maximize their tire wear. Don't think anybody would be able to go to 2 tires because the lefts would give up. They've still got 85 laps to go or so, and the lefts won't do that. So this F5 league runs the only 1X races I'm aware of. There's quite a variety of different races run as far as the design of the race goes. You got leagues that run 3X fuel, 2X tires, all kinds of different combinations. Probably the most common is 2X fuel, 2X tires. I know I host a race on Friday nights that's half the real race length. So like last night we ran 167 laps, 2X, which is it's got a lot of the same characteristics, but it's not it's not a 3.5 hour affair. These are fun. Some guys just love the 1X. I'm not sure if I could sit still for 4 hours, or sit in the chair. I'm worn out after the 1.5 hour races. Quite a jump there for Kyle. Sorry, I'm getting a little jitterbugging on the feed. I think my laptop is getting a little hot. Well, it looks like a well done natural pickup by Norman. Right there, he just stops in the corner. So there's nothing Horner can do, and not much Richards can do. Let's look from Norman's car. So Horner basically gets destroyed. I'm just gonna guess that that's not a pack that Norman had been running in, and he maybe just couldn't hustle the car on the top like some of those guys have been racing around all night. And I'm not really gonna say that's anyone's fault, although it's just not the speed that the guys behind him were expecting. I'm not sure why there was that hesitation in the middle of the corner, but that's what caused it. I don't know, Richards pitted there. I don't know if he got damage from it. He may have claimed a caution or something because he got in. No, he definitely got damage. And he probably just figured to just come in and get tires and pit, go to the back, and claim the caution just to be safe. That's a good point. I'll just discuss, since we're under caution. We talked about the fact that we have a 2 caution rule, and that part of that is that if you cause a caution, you're relegated to the back on the next restart. The penalty for that is really extreme. You know, if you don't go to the back, then basically you're going to be put to the back. Okay, and here comes Norman to the back. So everyone is taking themselves to the back in this situation. Maybe they're not exactly sure who is going to be pinned for causing the caution, and so the safe thing for them to do is to all go to the back. That way there's no post-race penalty. There's a post-race penalty if you're found that you caused a caution and did not claim it, did not go to the back, then you'll be moved to the back. Sometimes we have some exceptional cases to that. We'll have a race where, or an incident where somebody will claim the caution, and then upon review the admins and other drivers agree that actually that driver didn't cause the caution, but because he claimed it during the race, the driver who should have gone to the back thought, well gee, I guess I did cause the caution, and doesn't go to the back. So there's a little wiggle room on that rule, because it is extreme, but it's always a good idea to go to the back if no one claims it and you were involved. Alright, so the starting lineup has changed here. I assume what happened, I'm sorry I missed it, is that some of these guys did not pit. Looks like your top 3 probably did not pit, maybe top 4, and the other guys did. They went ahead and put on tires. They still can't make it without pitting again for fuel, but with no tire limit, they just went ahead and put on fresh rubber, I guess. These first 2 cars are going to get eaten up with damage. Nice job in close quarters there. Gallagher takes the lead pace. Brian's not one to lay over, even though he's got damage. Do what he can here. We can see Gallagher's not where he once was. He's got that right front damage. Can't defend that outside line like he used to be able to. Although he has made a nice comeback here on the bottom. So we do have guys on slightly different cycle here. I'm not sure it's really going to matter. The caution happened almost immediately after the restart there, but some guys may have 2 laps of extra fuel. See that coming. That, Bradley coming off the wall. Yeah, so he's looking to make a pass here, but Joe's there. He's lining up Gallagher, so he's kind of outside and he's been cut under him. So you could make an argument there that Martinez is coming up the track. He's exiting the corner, and these transitions here are abrupt. You lose the banking. And so he's going to that spot. He's been going to that spot for hundreds and hundreds of feet, whereas Brownlee has come off the top and has decided to make a lane change. So it's the guy who makes the lane change's fault in this case. I think that's a pretty straightforward call. Brownlee needs to go to the back on that one. Unfortunate for Martinez, he was back up into position here. Coming down the pit lane again. Still not in the pit window for the end of the race. There is no room there. Horner has gotten hosed pit stop after pit stop. He needs to throw a monkey ball at the Richards crew pit crew. I mean, Richards hasn't hit his pit stall all night. Well, I say that. That's at least the third time Horner's gotten hosed in the pits. Rate something, see if he sees it. It does look like Trevor's gone to the back here. Smart. I don't know if you guys can see that. Richard's reply, I said, Richard's quit using Horner's pit stall, and he says, LOL, I can't get it to stop. He must not have the brake pressure where he needs it, because those brakes work. Alright, if you've stuck with us this long in the broadcast, thanks for joining us. I know the real guys are racing right now. It's great looking racing out there too with the new package. So thanks for joining us here tonight. We got a little over 70 laps to go. On to second place. Oh goodness. We got a where they're wrecking. Sorry, I was listening to the sounds. My comment on that is that Richards hit Oaks. Oaks did drift up a little bit there, but I think Richards probably should have been able to avoid him. He was digging hard trying to pass Brownlee. But, that could be a controversial call, but I think the slide up on Oaks was not significant enough to blame him for it. Sometimes the guy in front of you doesn't run exactly how you think. There's a margin of error there that you have to be ready for. It's not like John could jump out of the throttle through the wheel though, so somewhat of a racing deal. But I know it didn't show the cars touching. That's just one of those graphical imperfections in the game. They touched, definitely. finally back up to third after starting in the back, so he's rolling. He's running 28 flats, the leader's running 28.2. Now, assuming no one can make enough fuel, and I say assuming because Partridge in particular always confounds me how he's able to wring extra laps out of the car. It's not a bad play to go pretty hard because you can split this run up and you can go hard for 35 laps. Well, I say hard. We've seen him start to have tire wear issues around that 20 to 25 lap mark, so 35 may be a bit of a stretch to run the tires hard, but you can see Brownlee right now is not holding back. He's running hard. Gave him a shot there. These three cars pulled away by over a second and a half on Gallagher, Caranci, and Norman. They're running quite a bit faster. They're running 28.4s, and that pack behind them running 28.7s, although Caranci just busted the front of that and running 28.5, so he may be getting on his horse. I can tell you from racing with these three guys, they're all grinning right now. They love this. The car slides around. Look at this little crossover, little slide job there by Pillman. What a nice pass. It just gives you options. I mean, you can push the car, you can wait on the car, you can go to the top, you can go to the bottom, you can work a guy's fender. There's just so much racing craft that you can do with this car. Not that the other cars in the sim are bad, they all have their positive points, but this latest change has brought some new life to it, I think. As my system continues to jitterbug, it's had a long night here and it's overheating. So we want to take some different camera angles to try and make it better. So here's Caranci, who's gotten away from this back group, but he stays 2.4 seconds behind. He's running about 2 to 3 tenths a lap slower than the leaders, so Needs a different strategy to pull it off than they do, but he's not out of it. And by different strategy, I mean he needs to push his tires at different points of his run and probably go long and then run like the devil on his last set of tires. Something like that. Mix it up, you know. Not pit when these guys do. And these three were probably thinking, you know, they've worked hard and nobody's getting away. You know, they probably assumed that they'll all run together, and so for them it becomes a little bit of a short pit game. They want to pit when they know they have enough laps remaining in the race that they don't have to go long into their red zone. You know, into the spot where they know they start to lose a significant amount of time. But they want to pit before any of the other guys do, so that they can get out and run a fast lap and perhaps get away. And there's a very fine line there. I don't think any of these guys can make it on fuel, but I don't count that out either. We've got 50 laps to go here, so I really don't think you can do fuel. Plus, I don't see anybody saving. Lap times have evened out now. We've got Caranci running the same times now as this group. So all that hard racing could come back to bite here. We've still got a long way to go. This looks to me like a conscientious decision on Partridge's part to run the bottom. I'm guessing he's doing that for tire conservation reasons. He figures these guys may stretch a little bit, then he'll get it back before the end of the run. And he doesn't see the point in fighting them right now. Just a guess. It looks like he's, well, as I say that, he goes to the top, so. But not as high as Pillman is. He's at the wall. His top three running the fastest lap times on the track right now. 3 seconds over Caranci. Another second and a half back to Gallagher. Paul Hahn with a good steady run here in 6th place. 4.8 seconds back, right on Gallagher's bumper. Norman 7th. Sanders still digging with his damage, running 8th, just looking to get out of here with the top 10. Brett Horner got used up on that race incident, so just a testament. He's just finishing his green flag laps here, so he maintains his rating, I guess. You know, you run 3/4 of a long race like this, you want to finish it. So Joe Martinez ran 10th on 3 laps down. He got involved in that as well and took some extra damage. Let's watch and see what Hahn decides to do with Gallagher here. That looked dicey. Partridge back up beside Brownlee. Looked like the lap down car had something play in that. Okay, so anytime they pit now will be their last time they need to for fuel. I don't suspect we'll see them though for another 10 laps or so because they want to split the run. If they pit now, then they're leaving too many laps to run on tires. May have just been a little warp. Looked like I was getting a little bit of warpies there. I'm on Wi-Fi tonight, so as you're watching this race, if I had some warps, that's probably what it is. Pillman just got away a little bit there with a couple little incidents I think that happened. Kind of pushed Brownlee back into Partridge. They got side by side, and Pillman's pulled out over a second lead on these guys, which I'm sure makes neither of them too happy. Pillman is way at the top. He's killing them right now. He's running 29 flats, and they're back there battling each other, running 29 twos to fours. So Partridge was able to get by there, but Pillman is now 1.6 seconds ahead. Okay, Partridge can match his lap times. They both just ran 29 ones. Let's see what Partridge's line looks like. They're running identical lap times, but they're not running identical lap lines, that's for sure. Pillman is way up by the wall, getting back to the throttle early, getting out pretty early, but getting back to it hard, whereas Partridge is getting out of the throttle, getting down to that second lane, maybe about 2.5, and then kind of rolling back into the throttle. So I think Pillman able to punch the throttle at the top, he's kicking it to rotate it, and then he's driving off. He's carrying that momentum. He's going farther around, but he's carrying more speed down the straights. As my machine continues to jitter. Have some lap traffic to deal with here in a minute. And we are getting to the spot now where we might see guys pull off to pit. I wouldn't be surprised if Brownlee goes ahead and pits. That would probably make sense. He's the one that needs to shake things up because he's fallen off the top two. Pond still hasn't gotten around Gallagher. He's very patient. 30 laps to go. And they've run 35 laps since they pitted. So, it seems to me that now would be the time to pit. Sorry, they've run 45. Kyle last pitted on lap 263, 40 laps. Okay, they've got 40 laps on their tires, so. There we go, Brownlee's in the pits. And here comes Partridge. So second and third. Third looks like third pitted first, then second, so that makes sense. Pillman will have to come in. You can't let them go out there on new tires for very long. Partridge gets 4 tires. Where's he coming up? Okay, Pillman's now pitting. Here comes Brownlee coming up behind Partridge. He pitted 1 lap before him. He was, what, a second and a half behind him maybe 2. And was not able to catch him. But he'll be digging here. Oliver still hasn't pitted. Norman, Horner, Martinez. Okay, here comes Pillman back on the track with a pretty healthy lead. So a good pit stop. All 3 guys. Let's see, it looks to me like Pillman may have even had the best stop because he maintained his lead but pitted last. So he's in a good spot. He's in the lead and he's got the freshest tires. Well, I say he's in the lead. Other guys haven't pitted yet. Paul Hahn is currently the leader. Carancy's in the pits. So here comes Hahn. He's actually going to go just about a lap down before he pits. So this is a play for him. He just, you know, might as well stay out. So if caution comes out, so if something else happens, run his tires till they're looking like splitting in here. Whoa! So Partridge caught him there. So those guys basically just got their lap back. Sanders gets out of the way. Partridge takes advantage. Wow, that was gutsy. He had to get the lead though. All right, now Pillman's got to go back and get it from 24 laps to go, 23 laps to go. Paul Hahn's still your lead. That's what he did. So with this many laps to go, you're not going to get into the part of the run where Pillman's running by the wall and stuff like that. He's going to have to do it a slightly different way. Now, they'll be running the car harder, so they'll effectively be deeper into a tire run than they have been all night. A 20-lap run at the end when you're pushing with everything you've got is equal to a 30-35 lap run in the middle of the race, so that may come into play, but you can see right now all run at the bottom. Honestly, I don't think Partridge is going to let Pillman get to his outside. He may let him look inside. That was a key moment where Partridge got by Pillman. There was a little bit of lap traffic, a little uncertainty, and he shot that bottom. That was one of those opportunities, and that could be the race right there. Okay, Paul Hahn is now in the pits, so you're looking at the leader here. We got Partridge, Pillman, Brownlee, basically the remaining front runners. Sanders hasn't pitted yet. Ron Caranci is 7.6 seconds back. And Rob just ran a 28 flat, which is quick. That's a very fast lap time for the amount of tape that they're running. Pillman's getting a fender on him here on the inside. That's a nice looking yaw that Pillman has throughout the corner. Not so much that you worry about him ripping off the right rear, but enough that the car's rotating under just about full throttle. So at this point, Partridge is in full defense mode. He's basically running the Gallagher line, which everybody should know who's been in this race. Oh, safety car is out. Not what you want to see. Single car, 20 laps down, crash, and the top three guys who had just been working all night to put themselves in a position to win now have to basically have a sprint to the finish, but it happens. So with the few cars as there are on the track and knowing that there's half of the guys that are out there are damaged, I'm sure everybody will come in and take tires, and I doubt they'll fill up with fuel. Because at this point, it's just speed reducing weight. We had an incident earlier tonight where Partridge came in and tucked that right front out, and Brownlee hit it. Like they had that, both of them had that in mind as they came in there. Ooh, that was close. So Partridge gets out ahead of Pillman. Brownlee's third. Caranci, I'm not going to count him out. Let's see if he can pull something out here. He's had his moments tonight. Maybe he can get up on the wheel here for the end. Setup changes for this last run. Maybe a little more air pressure than you've been running. They're going to go green with 14 laps to go or so. Yeah, you can probably put an extra pound and a half maybe in it. The tape, they're probably running still below 55, 53, 54 max. We'll see. We'll know if we get a smoker. Time belt's tight. Here we go. Inside lane, just got 3 cars clear. We got Gallagher up to 3rd. Okay, Gallagher is wrecked. Contact by Pillman. He hit him on the straightaway and then hit him in the right rear. We know Gallagher's off the pace a little bit from his previous damage, and Pillman is not off the pace, and that was his go time. And I don't think he was going to put up with any of the slower car with damage pulling up in front of him. He wasn't going to lift. And anyways, that was Pillman. Getting over there. Let's watch the lead here. We got Brownlee and Partridge. That's 10 to go. Wow, Trevor dives deep. He can do that and clear it. It's great. If not, it's just not going to work. I don't know if Pillman's got enough time to catch him back there. He's trying. The more these guys get side by side, the better chance he has. Pillman's about 7/10 back. All these guys are running sub 28 second laps. 27.9s. So Gallagher had to park it after that damage and finish 10th in the night. Boy, he's giving it everything he got, so diving down to the bottom. It's just not enough to clear. He's going to have to regroup here. Pillman's getting in the picture. It's like 7 to go. Tried the top there. He got a good run too with it. He can get a fender out there now. I see Rob put up against the wall. He's got a little mirror driving here. Ooh. Trevor got a little sideways there, trying to stay off of Rob, getting in the entry on the top. Pillman looking, I'm not going to say low, on the inside. He's got to make that work in a hurry if he's going to have a chance at the lead. Trevor's rear end's kicking out on a little bit on entry there. Yeah, he was fighting the wheel all the way through that corner. Pillman may be able to get clear here. He's going to slide on up. Oh. He does have a shot now where he can just stay on the top. Trevor's putting a lot of wheels in that car. He's making the front end do all the work. Oh. Gets in there. If he can get on the outside here, we'll have something. Partridge doing a nice job of just running his mirror, running as hard as he needs to. I believe that's 3 to go. Run here, but he's not going to try the bottom. He knows that's not going to work. Partridge gets in a little late, turns the wheel, and gets the rear end to kick out a little bit. But there's just no gap. He's not giving. Yeah, he's going to have to try the inside. There should be 2 to go. It's a good run. I have to use him up here. And stay off of him, just about even. Give Partridge the advantage here, especially got a little bit of draft from Brownlee coming from the back. Oh, a little door. Oh, he's using him up there. Partridge's going to come back on the bottom. Wow, he beat him to the line that time. I'm showing him about, is it 1 to go? Wow, these guys are racing. Using the wall, using their doors. Brownlee's not done. He said, I'll throw it in here again. Hellman's on the wall. Partridge is seeing the way now. Yep, that'll do it. Boy, that was fun to watch. Good stuff. Pillman had him. Partridge came back on him. Even though Pillman, I mean, the pass that he made there, look at the congratulations. They're all grinning and laughing, I'm sure. Lots of fun. Little chicanery after the finish here. So your final top 5 there: Partridge, Brownlee, Pillman, battling up for the lead. Caranci, the strong night. I was hoping he'd get up there to battle, but he ran his race and finished strong. He got 4th. Paul Hahn, nice finish with 5th. Larry Norman, just running great week in and week out right now, just consistent, doing what he can do. Finishes 6th. Brett Horner limps home that busted up ride in 7th. And those are all your finishers. Paul Sanders jumped out of the car when he couldn't make any more positions there at the end. He drove around on a busted rig, finished 8th. Joe Martinez 9th, and John Gallagher rounds out the top 10. So thanks for joining us tonight. F5 guys, appreciate you guys putting on this race, and all the ASRX drivers for showing up. This is Rob Cobb. I enjoyed it. See you next time.